Hey coin collectors, and welcome to DC Coin World International Coin Channel. Today we're looking at the 1943 Mercury Dime from the United States of America. We have three here. We have the Denver version over here, and you can see that D there. We have the Philadelphia version in the center, so I didn't turn it over because there's no mint mark on the Philly. And then we have the San Francisco version over here with the S. At the three mints in 1943, they made about 300 million of these, and it's still possible to get these in really good condition, and you might see a really good condition Mercury Dime from 1943. These are 90% silver, 10% copper. At the Philadelphia Mint, which is this one right here, they made 192 million. If we turn it over, you can see that there's no mint mark on the bottom here, down by the fasces and the olive branch. The front of these coins all have Lady Liberty on the front. It says Liberty around the top. The E and the R are a little bit obscured. We see that if you magnify this up, she has incredible detail in her face and her hair, which sticks out from underneath the cap, and the cap has a wing on each side. The cap is a symbol for the Roman god Mercury, and the wings are for freedom of thought. In God We Trust, it says under Lady Liberty's chin, 1943 here. Way under here is something that sometimes people confuse with the mint mark, and that's the AAW for Adolf Alexander Weinman, who was the engraver of this coin. Up on the side, we see that it is a reeded rim, has 118 reeds around the outside. We go on to the back, it says United States of America here, star here, one on this side of the fasces, dime on the other. And when you magnify this up, this is where you're going to be able to tell the value and quality of the coin. If you can see three lines at the top, two in the middle, and two at the bottom, and you can see the rope going around it twice and the knot down here, then you know you have one that's in really good condition. And of course the E pluribus unum is right here at the back with a dot between the E and the pluribus. If you can get the Philadelphia to a mint state 65 full bands, you're talking $52. If you can get it to a mint state 68 plus full bands, the best one ever found, $17,500. These coins weigh 2.5 grams. The San Francisco Mint coin in 1943 was not a proof coin. It was a regular circulating mint coin, and they made 60 million at San Francisco. If you can get the ones with the S, with the full bands, the Mint State 65 is worth $100, and a Mint State 68 Plus, $6,500. The San Francisco Mint also has four other varieties. They have two kinds of repunched mint marks, where the mint mark would be doubled, and you can't really see that on this coin. And they have two varieties of what they call the trumpet tail S, which is an S which doesn't have the serifs or these lines going up and down the front and the back. I'm going to show you one of those on the PCGS website right now. Trumpet tail distinction on the S is going to be a lot harder, so you're going to have to look that up on PCGS also. Here's the normal S, and then over here is the trumpet tail S, and you see how it's significantly flattened in here and sticks together, but it has kind of the bell of a trumpet end here rather than this kind of hammer-like end. So this almost looks like a hammer. This looks like a kind of more wide open bell of the trumpet. You see it's flattened here. You see it comes down and touches, which is quite different from what's going on up here. If you want to find out if you have a trumpet tail S, then you see here it says note the lack of serifs. Essentially, it doesn't have the same up and down here as a regular one does. So if you get the trumpet tail S, it's worth up to $500. If you get the best of the repunched mint marks, up to $2,000. If you get the Mint State 65, $100, and the Mint State 68 Plus, $6,500. And then finally, there's the Denver Mint. And at the Denver Mint in 1943, you'll find the D on the coin right here. And they made 72 million of these. At a Mint State 65, $62. At a Mint State 68 Plus, $16,000. And we're going to show you the Denver Mint State 68 Plus full bands right now from the PCGS website to show you this coin looks really good. But let's take a look at what the full bands version looks like. That's worth $16,000. You can see this one right here is a PCGS Mint State 68 Plus full bands. And when we talk about the full bands, we're talking about 3 bands at the top here, 2 here, 2 down here. We're talking about these lines going down. We're talking about where the ropes cross and go around here. Talking about this little pedestal down the bottom and the little bit of a knot that comes down here. So that's what a full bands is. And then of course we're talking about having olive branch here. United States of America. This is one of the ones that they love for the patina. And of course this is a Denver Mint coin here. If we look up here, we see another full of patina in all different colors. But if we're looking, we also have to see all the lines going across on the Phrygian cap with the wings on it. We have to see this beautiful Lady Liberty wearing the cap here, her hair coming out underneath it, her eyes, her nose, how her mouth goes. This is all part of the same full bands version. And if you get one like this, then you could be talking about, 12 to 15, possibly even $16,000. The Mercury Dimes first came out in 1916. So 1943 was the 28th year of the Mercury Dimes, and they only lasted for 2 more years. They lasted until 1945, and they were replaced by the Roosevelt Dimes. And this is the 1946 Roosevelt Dime. The first year it came out, again, 90% silver, 10% copper, essentially the same size, the same number of reeds around the outside. Of course, this Mercury is a lot more worn out. And then on the back, we see that it, again, a torch with bands that go across it. So when you talk about the 1946 Roosevelt dime, you also talk about full bands on the back, but they're the bands of the torch, not the bands of the fasces. And then finally, they made 2 special coins in 1943 that many collectors know about, and that is the steel pennies. And this is a steel penny from 1943. They tried to save copper by making steel pennies, and you see it's a wheat penny. It says 1 cent here, and has the wheat ears on each side, ne pluribus unum. These pennies only came out for the year 1943. And in 1943, they had the silver nickels. So they had a Philadelphia, a Denver, and a San Francisco 40% silver nickel in 1943. And you can always tell the silver nickels because they'll have the mint mark above Monticello on the back. So a silver nickel will have a P, an S, or a D up here. Even the Philadelphia Mint has its own mint mark. And that's how you'll know it's a silver nickel from between 1942 and 1945. Look at these one more time. There's the Denver Mint, there's the San Francisco Mint, and there is Lady Liberty wearing the Phrygian cap on the front of the 1943 Mercury Dime.